Just because I poke fun at the stories I read and or fan art featured in my videos doesn't mean that anyone should harass the creators of anything featured in this show. Cyberbullying is a serious issue that damages people emotionally and psychologically, sometimes to the point of self-harm and or suicide. Please keep any and all criticism constructive and reasonable for all parties involved. Thank you. Hey guys, what's up? It is GothCat bringing you episode 2 of Not Sure If Troll, the show where I read that special type of creepypasta that is under the category of Not Sure If Troll, which means that they could be an intentionally bad troll pasta for all we know. In today's episode, I will read Pure Darkness, a really weird MLP My Little Pony story, which has some really weird shit going on. You'll see what I'm talking about when I read the story. Now, without further ado, enjoy the show, guys. One sunny day in Ponyville, all the ponies were walking about, enjoying the fresh day air, while indulging in the cloudless sky and the beautiful scent of summer flowers. Suddenly, a loud scream was heard as the one named Rainbow Dash shot across the sky in obvious terror. "Everyone!" she screamed in terror, fear filling her eyes. "Something is coming. I don't know what it is, but it's not a pony. It's big, mean, and black as the night sky." Everyone began murmuring amongst themselves, trying to figure out what was happening. Suddenly, a low rumble could be heard, soft at first, then growing in volume until it was deafening. Then it stopped, and at the entrance to the main road, there was a chilling creature. Its skin was black as pure darkness, in great contrast to the colorful pony world. It was tall, at least 6 feet, and had beady red eyes in its skull, sharp-looking talons on long gangly arms, and thin skeletal-like legs to match. With claws stuck into the ground, grass blackening, as if it was burnt around its feet. Twilight Sparkle emerged from the crowd, a strong and steady look on her face. "What are you, and why have you come to our town?" she asked, cocking her head to the side in curiosity. What was he, she thought? It responded in a gnarled, deep, demonic voice. "I am Tess, Lord of Dark Fury. I have come to end this town." "What?" Twilight yelled in shock. "Why would you do such a thing?" "Your weak, obnoxious, irritating world displeases me. I am tired of your pathetic lives. You must be exterminated." "Well, you'll have to beat the power of friendship," said Twilight as her friends appeared at her side. "You won't hurt anyone here." It began to laugh. It laughed a horrible laugh, a laugh that could only be summed up with the idea of pure evil. Then, without warning, it reached into the crowd. Twilight shot a magic bolt at its arm, but it ricocheted off and made a small burning hole in a house behind her. The arm emerged, holding the screaming form of Sweetie Belle. Her screams for help seemed to please him, as he put her head in his hands. "So small, helpless, and weak," he said as he stroked her mane. "So sickening, but don't worry, I can fix that." He clutched her tight and she screamed in horrid pain as slowly he laughed, and then they noticed her coat was becoming black. Her normal normal, pretty crown-colored fur turned black, the blackness spreading up her body, into her eyes, in her mouth, down all her various openings, until she was black as he was and felt limp, eyes turning black except for little red beads like his. Then she began to laugh a childlike giggle, got up and looked at her friends with a terrifying smile, blood dripping out of her eyes. A wave of cries and gasps were heard through the crowd staring at the monstrosity before them. Rarity, seeing her little sister in such a state, screamed and ran to her. "Sweetie Belle!" she screamed in horror. She embraced her in a hug, but soon felt the filly's hooves force her off and pound into her head. Blood oozed from the side of her skull. "Sweetie Belle, why?" Sweetie Belle only kept laughing. With another forceful hoof kick put a deep indent in her sister's skull, making a sickening cracking sound. Everyone began screaming, and as the blood continued to pour from her head, she died, or halfway hanging off her head, held by a piece of bone. Then it began. The slaughter was horrific. Screams and moans ruled the air as the monster called Tess started his bloody harvest. Guts would explode from bodies. Possessed ponies in the same likeness of Sweetie Belle cut through the crowds and killed their former friends. Applejack screamed in terror as she saw a group of around 20 possessed ponies heading up the road to her farm. She ran to stop them, but was soon torn apart, her guts thrown across the orchard. The screams of her family could be heard down the road, but not nearly as much magnitude as those in the town. They screamed in terror as, one by one, they all died, each a little more pained, a little more bloody than the last. Guts decorated the roofs, blood all over the walls of the buildings, heads stuck on the fence posts. All were dead, all except the remaining 4 pony friends. They were captured, magic sapped, and all knocked unconscious and surrounded by their possessed fellow townsfolk. "Really," Tess said while looking down their helpless forms, a smile of yellow teeth curling across the lips that appeared on his face. Now the real fun can begin. End of part 1. Yeah, obviously as a serious creepypasta, this pretty much has no chance. As for its potential as a troll pasta, well, like the last one, it could have potential as a parody if the grammar were corrected a little bit. It's like when you're making a troll pasta, either go all the way with good grammar or go all the way with really bad fucked up grammar. I mean, don't go halfway and only fuck up some of the grammar and not fuck up the rest. So to sum it up, no potential as a creepypasta, but some potential as a parody. Next time, I will be reading Mark the Homicidal Killer versus Johnny the Butcher. This is Goth Cat signing out. Thank you and goodbye.